Is Micro Four Thirds a solution for street photography, for travel photography? I want to answer this question. Let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. I was just looking at my 2019 pictures and I will show you pictures made from 2019 with Olympus OMD-M10 Mark II and Lumix GX9 with two lenses, the 45mm f1.8, a 90mm equivalent lens, and the 25mm f1.8, a 50mm equivalent lens. And look what I have here, the 17mm f1.8 on Olympus OMD-M10 Mark IV. All this package that is covering the basic focal needs for family photography, for travel photography, for street photography, they are very light. They are entering in my hands. I can take all this package in a camera bag and I will not feel the weight. I will totally not feel the weight. And I can throw there another zoom. There are many zooms and I'm especially liking for the lightness. The 14 to 150mm and f5.6 zoom, so compact, so versatile, so light, great for summer photography. But I've made a review, I will probably link it in the card of this zoom. I also have the 7 to 14 f4 ultra wide zoom from Lumix. I've made my YouTube videos with this zoom, and I also had the great all-around travel zoom 12 to 100. I've replaced that 12 to 100 with my 12 to 45 f4 Pro Zoom because it's smaller, but I regret it. I really do regret it. I would have wished to keep it. My best pictures are made with that zoom from Olympus, and I will link here the video where you can see lots of pictures made with that zoom, where I'm talking about Fujifilm versus Micro Four Thirds and if you should switch from Micro Four Thirds to Fujifilm. So this is where the discussion starts. Is Micro Four Thirds capable nowadays to deliver good image quality? To deliver good pictures? Well, look at the pictures that I'm showing on the screen. 2019 pictures, excellent pictures on the screen, I would say, regarding image quality. Also excellent pictures in printing and so on. So I would say by looking at those pictures that I'm missing to shoot the Micro Four Thirds system. Especially I've shot in the last years, 2 years, let's say, Fujifilm and Sony, and from time to time Micro Four Thirds. But Fujifilm, it's a little annoying and you have some frustration there that also other Fujifilm users addressed. And I am addressing on this channel this frustration. So I was looking again at the Micro Four Thirds system. What I like and what I don't like about the Micro Four Thirds system. Well, first I'm liking everything about the Micro Four Thirds system. There are many things that I like, but there is one thing that I don't like. They weren't able to bring new innovation regarding low ISO at higher ISO values, low noise at higher ISO values in small cameras. So Olympus and now OM didn't release a new camera with the new sensor. That again, that new sensor, the 20 megapixel sensor, it's really not convincing me is doing a great job at low light photography. But this is where the advantage of Micro Four Thirds it's coming into play. And pay attention to my pictures, because before making this video I was looking at these pictures and I realized something that I forgot. I know I was doing this at that time, but in the meantime, because of the advancement of technology and advancement of AF on Fujifilm and on Sony and of dynamic range, I let my guard down. I was using the light. When shooting Micro Four Thirds, I was using the light. So now when I'm looking at my Micro Four Thirds pictures, I don't know if it's nostalgia because we are talking about pictures from 4 years ago, but there is something to those pictures. I'm seeing that I was more concentrated on composition and on light. Now, because I have Fujifilm with the latest AF and Sony, I'm more concentrated on just clicking and snapping the picture. But with Micro Four Thirds, I was using the camera like a film camera. If you shoot film, you really need to concentrate on the light. With film, if you don't have light, your picture will not look good. So you are able to see that I was always looking for the light in my Micro Four Thirds pictures. But even if I didn't have good light, the Micro Four Thirds for street photography still was able to give me good results. And how do I get good results with a Micro Four Thirds system? Well, for travel, nature photography, I do recommend use Capture One and you'll get amazing results. With 12-100 f4, I was jaw dropping when I was looking at my pictures. So amazing details, amazing texture, amazing sharpness. So great pictures regarding wildlife and regarding nature photography with a pro zoom. Next, for street photography, when I didn't have light, I was using the Nik Silver to edit the files, and this is one of the biggest advantage. When I had just Micro Four Thirds, I was looking at the ISO level of Fujifilm, at the ISO level of Sony, and I was always thinking why I don't have that good sensor in a Micro Four Thirds camera. So I was frustrated regarding the noise, not regarding the image quality that others are criticizing, that it's looking like a phone. It's not looking like a mobile phone if you know what to do with the RAW and if you are using RAW files. Yes, you need to use RAW files. You can also get some good JPEGs, but in RAW files, if you take those RAW files in Capture One, you'll have jaw-dropping image quality entirely, but also at pixel level. So great. So what I'm liking very much when editing the RAW files of a Micro Four Thirds camera, and personally I'm feeling I'm like that the most. So I had the right system for what I'm liking at first. This is a very ironical affirmation, but at first I was frustrating, thinking that this is not enough. But what I like? Well, when I'm editing the RAW files from a Micro Four Thirds camera in my favorite software, that it's Nik Silver FX, I'm getting amazing image quality for what I want. So it's looking like film. The black and white files that I am editing from this RAW files from a Micro Four Thirds system entirely, but also at pixel level, are looking extremely fine, organically good image quality for what I want. So the noise, the grain, it's there, it's looking great, extraordinarily great. You are able to see on my YouTube videos also that I've published lots of Micro Four Thirds pictures edited with Nik Silver, and they were also looking great when I didn't add noise. So the 20mm f1.4 pictures that I've showed on my YouTube channel are edited with Nik Silver without adding the noise, and the image was glossy and was looking amazing good. So with software, you are able to take the RAW files from a Micro Four Thirds camera wherever you want. More than that, I'm liking more to edit Micro Four Thirds files than Fujifilm files in Nik Silver. So this is another thing that it's really making me think why I'm liking more to edit Micro Four Thirds file in Nik Silver. I don't have a clear explanation. The only explanation that I have is probably because Fujifilm is using the X-Trans sensor, and that X-Trans sensor is making some problems to the software. With other Bayer sensor, I feel I have the same satisfaction, but with Micro Four Thirds, more satisfaction regarding the end result when I'm editing the file. And I think one of the reasons is that I get more depth of field when I'm using a Micro Four Thirds. So the subject is popping a little more, I have more details on the face, more details on the eyes, I don't know. Those details, even if I'm using a closed aperture like f1.8, like f1.4, like f2, I'm getting more details, and those details are making me say, wow, I'm liking the picture. So huge advantage here. With Fujifilm, if you don't have a good AF and a good lens, you'll not have those details. But with full frame, you'll have those details. Yes, you'll have them. So anyway, this is the question. Is Micro Four Thirds able to deliver nowadays? My point of view is that yes and no. It's A yes and no answer, because where is the problem? We don't have small Micro Four Thirds capable cameras well built. Like don't make them from plastic, make them from metal, magnesium alloy and so on, and put all the good functions that you have on OM1 or Lumix G9 to put them on the small cameras. The Micro Four Thirds system and the Micro Four Thirds producers are making the same mistake that Fujifilm is making it now. They don't produce small cameras built like a tank with great features on them. They did that initially. The Olympus OMDM10 Mark II, it was magnesium alloy built light as this camera with many more function than this camera. The only downside of that camera, it was that it was able to deliver, for me, for my taste, good ISO levels regarding noise at ISO 1600. So if you want the greatest image quality from a Micro Four Thirds camera, you should go to the Pro body. So Lumix G9, OM1. We don't have other alternatives. Even if they will use a good sensor, unfortunately, they are crippling the software, the firmware. You don't have the function. On this camera, I don't have auto ISO. The problem is that in our present days, we don't have good small cameras with all the functions that you can find on Fuji X-T32, let's say, and we don't have good enough sensors. Even if the Olympus OM system bring the new sensor to the table and Lumix G9 Mark II bring the new sensor to the table, that sensor is still a noisy sensor. So you really need to think well how much you will shoot in low light and how important is photography for you. Well, is photography more important for you than your camera? Then you can use a Micro Four Thirds system, and I must address that. Let's be serious. A good photographer, it's using light. A good photographer, it's using light. A good photographer doesn't whine about dynamic range. A good photographer, it's using light. Photography, it's painting with light. So if you manage to get that framework in your head, in your way of action when taking photos, like using light, you'll be able to use a Micro Four Thirds camera without problems. And by the way, I have a special newsletter dedicated to the passionate photographer. So if you want to learn more about photography tips, tricks, and all kinds of useful information for free, please subscribe to my newsletter, link in the comments and description. The zooms, the Pro glass, but also the standard glass from Olympus, it's great, totally great. From Lumix also you have some great options there. So from my point of view, it really depends on your way of discipline yourself to use light with a Micro Four Thirds camera. So if you use light with a Micro Four Thirds camera, you can go with this camera or with Lumix GX9 or with other OM camera. But unfortunately, again, I don't know from where this marketing is coming. I really don't understand why the mobile phone producers are satisfying the market needs for a small phone with a great camera, but camera manufacturers, except Leica and Fujifilm, but I can't say that Fujifilm is doing this right now because Fujifilm this year didn't release any small capable good quality camera. The camera manufacturers, except of Sony, yes, Sony is delivering good small cameras, great cameras. So is Micro Four Thirds able to deliver nowadays? It really depends on your photography and what you need. So if you will be okay in using light and using software to edit the raw files, sky is the limit when you use a Micro Four Thirds camera. Sky is the limit. You can do any kind of photography. You just have to be good and you just have to discipline yourself to use light and to use software. But if you agree to do this, a Micro Four Thirds camera will deliver, no questions asked here. So you'll get great image quality, you'll be able to get great JPEG straight from your camera, the colors are okay, yes, you don't have film simulations, you have something here, but not like on Fuji, but the color is great, and if you know what you are doing regarding wildlife photography, landscape photography, portraiture photography, street photography, family photography, using the right lens and the right settings will get you there, no questions asked. And because the sensor, again, being smaller, will give you a penalty, will make you pay attention to the light. And paying attention to the light, this means another thing. You'll be able to get and to make better pictures with a full frame camera, with an APS-C camera, because everything is about the light in photography. So I'm totally recommending a Micro Four Thirds system if you really want to provoke yourself to learn photography. Have that penalty on you, have that, accept that, and learn photography. After having that experience that it's more budget friendly than a film camera, you'll really start to make better pictures using other systems, and you'll understand what it's all about. So light, it's important, it's very important. And another thing that to address regarding the Micro Four Thirds system is that the AF, it's great. You'll not have problems with AFS and AFC depending on the body that you are buying. So the newer bodies from Olympus are great, but again, I would have wished for a PenF updated metal build with great image quality, with great firmware, not limited. So if Olympus OEM system will make the same mistake again and not put there all the functions, then it's a yes and no question. You'll have some frustration, but it's fun to shoot a camera like this, and it's a more versatile system. It's a more versatile system than a Fujifilm system, no questions asked here. You have many zooms, many prime lenses, and the macro shots that you can take, the product photography shots that you can take, the landscape shots that you can take, the long exposure shots that you can take are unbelievable good. They are outstanding. You really have a very good system here, but unfortunately, again, we don't have enough development, we don't have enough good cameras here. They are crippling the cameras just for marketing reasons. So the problem is not the camera, so the problem is not the sensor, the problem is the marketing of these companies. They are thinking if they will make a great small camera, people will ditch their flagship and they will not have enough sales. Again, look at Leica, make a small camera, a capable small camera, put a big price on that camera, and people, I'm betting they will buy it, because it's more fun to use small capable cameras. And after you've made that, please bring a sensor that it's at least at the level of a Fujifilm camera. You really need to resolve that noise. If you will resolve that noise, I am not seeing any problems. It's not about the megapixels, it's not about the resolution, it's about give me a good noise level on the sensor so I can shoot in darker situations without problems, having that shutter speed a little bump up so I can freeze the subject. So Micro Four Thirds, it's almost there, but if there is no interest in this system, then it's a shame, because again, I really do think that Micro Four Thirds probably is one of the best systems regarding photography, regarding passion for photography. They have it all, they really have it all. Great prices, small package, lots of lenses, and that IBIS for video and for photo. It will open lots of options. Fujifilm is not there, Sony is not there. You will have, yes, better image quality with other systems, but this is a more versatile and more easy to take system. And yes, I'm really recommend this system for who is serious about photography and wants to provoke himself in doing good photography. So this is my take on Micro Four Thirds in our present day. Great system, still a great system. If you know photography, you'll have no problems, really no problems in using this system. Now, please subscribe to my channel, give it a like, share my video to your Micro Four Thirds fans, and subscribe to my newsletter. And after this, please check the next video. Click here right now. This helps a lot the YouTube algorithm, so click it.